Hey Kaylee, so I want to go over these questions that you emailed me this afternoon. The first one saying subtract using the number line, and we have negative, let me get my pen here. We have negative 5/7 minus negative 1/7. So what we need to do using the number line is how they want us to do this. You can use the number line, or honestly, you can use your rules and then plot the answer on the number line. So even to put this on the number line, we're still going to have to change this subtraction to addition. So now I'm going to say we are adding the opposite. So we still have to do this step even when we use the number line. So now I'm going to draw a number line. Here's my number line. And I'm going to put 0 here. And I'm going to let each tick mark be 1/7. So this would be the whole number of 1. So the first thing I want to do is plot this 5/7 on my number line. So starting from 0, I'm going to go 5 places in the positive direction. So I'm at 5/7. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here is 5/7. And now I'm going to add 1/7 to it. So my denominators are still the same, so my tick marks are all still good. So I am just going to go one more place in the positive direction because I now have a positive number. So I'm going to add 1/7, and that's going to put me right here at 6/7. If you were to use just the rules that say 5/7 minus negative 1/7, okay, our rules say we change our subtraction so that we're now adding the opposite. I'm going to add a positive. And now, looking at our signs, we now have 2 positive signs. So we're going to add, and we're going to keep the sign of our numbers. So when we add, we have 5 plus 1, and that is all over 7. And that gives us 6/7. So you could have done it this way, just use the rules, and then put this number on your number line. That would have been perfectly fine with me. So let's look at the next one. So the next question said we want to subtract using the number line 2 minus negative 3. So again here we still have to change this, okay? So we have to change our subtraction to adding the opposite. So we're adding the opposite. So now I'm going to get another color. Let's use some green here. So now we're going to add a positive 3. So now I'm just going to rewrite it so it looks the same. So I've got 2 plus 3. Using our rules, we can say we have the same sign. So we have 2 plus 3 is positive 5. 2 and 3 are both positive, so 5 is our answer. Now if we did this on the number line, let me draw us a number line right here. I'm going to put 0 here. I'm going to go out to 5 and negative 5. So to do this on the number line, I'm still going to have to change it to adding the opposite. So then I start with putting 2 on my number line. So I'm going to go from 0, go 1, 2. So there is my positive 2. And now I'm going to go another 3. Okay, our 3 is now positive, so we're going to go 3 in the positive direction of 1, 2, 3. And we end up here at positive 5. Now let's look at the last question you had. The last one said subtract 7 1/5 minus negative 3/5. And then they want our answer as a simplified mixed number. So simplified mixed number. So now we know how they want our answer to look. Again, we have subtraction. We need to change our subtraction so that we are now adding the opposite. So now I'm going to add a positive. Now, there's two ways we could do this, okay? We can look at this right here and say that, well, 7 and 1/5 is the same as 7 plus 1/5. And then we add our 3/5. So now we have plus 3/5. So by doing this, we could go ahead and add these two fractions together, and we get 4/5. So we still have our 7, so I'd bring down that 7. So we'd say 7 plus 4/5. Add those together, and you get 7 and 4/5. Now, if you go, wait, Mr. Walt, I thought I need to make this an improper fraction. You absolutely can. And if we did it that way, here is how that would look. And you'll see how we get the same answer. So I'm going to go ahead and box in the answer we got of 7 and 4/5. Okay, so if we take our 7 and 1/5, convert it to an improper fraction, 7 times 5 is 35, plus 1 is 36 over 5, and we're adding 3/5. So now we can add our numerators. So we get 39 over 5. Now we need to take this number here and make it a mixed number. What I did up here alleviated this step, okay? We got our answer already in that simplified mixed number, okay? But if you have trouble this way, do it this way. Convert to an improper fraction. That is not a problem. So now we need to make this an improper, not an improper, it is improper. We need to make it a mixed number. So I'm going to set this up as long division. So I've got 39 divided by 5. 5 goes into 39 7 times. 7 times 5 is 35. We subtract, we are left with 4. Now we're working with fractions, so we don't need to keep going and make it a decimal. So our 4 is our remainder, and 5 is our denominator. So we have 7 and 4/5. So it's always important to remember your rules for adding and subtracting. And I'm just going to review those real quick. Okay, when you add a positive plus a positive, okay, you will get a positive answer. If you add a negative plus a negative, you will get a negative answer. Okay, if you have a positive plus a negative, or a negative plus a positive, for these you subtract and keep the sign of the larger number. Okay, now if we're subtracting, which all those problems were subtracting. Now let me get green back here. So if we are subtracting, okay, you are always going to change your subtraction to adding the opposite. So for example, we have 3 minus 4. We are going to change so that we now have 3 plus a negative 4. Then we go back and follow these rules. If we had let's say, I need to go to another page, sorry. If we had 4 minus -6, okay, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to change our subtraction to addition, and we're going to add the opposite. So the opposite of -6 is +6. I hope that these have helped you. If you have any more questions, please let me know.